You are watching Kit Kabinet, and this is the inbox review of the Revell MiG 21F-13 Fishbed C in 1/72 scale. This kit used to be about the best one available, but is it still? Let's have a look inside. Okay, let's have a look at the main sprue. Get this into focus. Yeah, we can see some really nice recessed vinyl lining, so that looks good. And shape wise, the dimensions and everything are looking good. Yeah, same here on the fuselage. There's some nice cockpit interior. Here the ejection seat. Here's the other half. Looking good. Nice cannon here. Some underwing racks. Here we have part of the stores. Some bombs. Part of the central line fuel tank here. Unfortunately, there are no air-to-air missiles at all. Get it? No air-to-air missiles at all. Everything seems to be in order. Everything's looking good. However, when we look closely at the intake here, it's very much simplified and in fact not correct. The supports in here are wrong. The intake thickness is way too heavy. I don't know if you can see, but there's also some sink marks in here. So that doesn't look too good. And another thing, this thing with the off-centered, I don't know what it's supposed to be. This is supposed to be a nose wheel. And in fact, when we go back to the main sprue, these are the main wheels and the wheel detail doesn't look too bad, but the tires are ridiculously thin. So yeah, these wheels don't really look the part. Now you can just build this thing quickly out of the box and leave it at that. If you want to have some more correct parts, you would need to change the wheels and the air intake. There is an aftermarket set available for that, but of course that would add to the price of this kit. And the thing is, by adding extra aftermarket parts, this thing gets moved into the price of, for example, the Models Fit kit, which has a lot more detail than this one. And this would make this kit kind of obsolete. It's still a very nicely detailed kit, but with some glaring flaws in there that if you want to correct them, you have to choose between getting aftermarket parts or immediately upgrade to a more detailed kit. Of course, the Models Fit kit is a short run kit which has its own challenges, but out of the box this kit isn't really 100% up to date anymore. Now when a 50-year-old kit isn't entirely up to date, okay, what do you expect? But when a 15-year-old scale model is already struggling to make the cut with like really modern releases, that's a bit of a shame. But let's continue to the rest of the kit. The transparencies, yeah, everything looks clear enough. There's very little distortion from the canopy, so that's nice. There's a transparent instrument panel. There is a decal that goes over it, and the rest you'd have to paint anyway, so the idea of a transparent instrument panel seems a bit moot to me, but it looks good. The decal sheet. At first glance everything looks very nice. You get a truckload of stencils. Here's your instrument panel, which is common for all versions. Now upon closer inspection, if you look closely here, I see that these German markings aren't entirely in register. So that's a bit of a shame. But the rest of the markings look very good. And other releases of this very same kit have less decals. One release only provides Soviet markings or East German markings and no Finnish markings at all. So if you get the older release, that's the one with all the extra stencils. Now they may have left off all the stenciling because many modelers weren't really interested in getting all these stencils into place. But hey, it's nice to have the choice. Speaking of decals, by the way, I bought this Techmod set. Some Iraqi, some Egyptian, some Syrian markings, Czech, Polish, Hungarian, Soviet. So I have a bit more choice. The instructions with your stories. The whole pictorial story here of Sigmund Jähn, the first German cosmonaut. And your usual instructions and warnings and everything. Colors, sprue map. And your construction is very straightforward. It isn't really a very difficult kit. Now here we have Sigmund Jähn's aircraft, a silver bird. If you don't want to build a silver bird, you also have a camo bird here, also East German, and more silver birds. Soviet one and a Finnish one. And for the Finnish one you can add some different squadron markings, but the rest is very much the same. So overall, it's actually a nice kit for a reasonable price, but due to some glaring flaws, mainly the air intake and the undercarriage wheels, it puts this kit into an unfavorable position towards the competition, which is a bit of a shame.